Welcome in. I'm Prim Saripapat alongside ESPN NFL insider Jarrett Bell with your ESPN headline. Not the way the Titans wanted to start off the season. They've lost 6 of their last 7. Having said that, their president and CEO, Tommy Smith, said in a radio interview on Friday that the jobs of coach Ken Whisenhunt and GM Ruston Webster are safe. But the members of the offensive line, that's a totally different problem. So is this unit the problem of the Titans, Jarrett?
Well, when you think about when Ken Whisenhunt took over as Titans coach earlier this year, the offensive line was one of the real key assets that he inherited. And they've had a setback, obviously. Now, injuries have had something to do with it. Michael Roos, their left tackle's out for the year. And the first-round pick, Taylor Lewan, is now into the lineup. But when you look at kind of what's happened with them, they've invested a lot of money in the offensive line. So I could see where someone who is writing the checks would go, what's happening here?
Exactly. Tommy Smith even came out and said, we spent a fortune on these guys and we want something in return. So these guys are safe. But what about some of the other GMs and coaches out there who are not safe?
Yeah, obviously there's been a lot of conversation about Jim Harbaugh with the San Francisco 49ers, and that will be something to watch as we see whether or not the 49ers are really able to turn their season around. But, when you talk about a vote of confidence, hey, we heard George McCaskey of the Chicago Bears give one recently for his coach, Mark Trestman, and general manager Phil Emery. Prim, I would take that with a grain of salt, okay? When he start getting votes of confidence at this point in the season, it's one to really keep an eye on. So I'm thinking Mark Trestman, if the Bears don't turn it around, there are going to be a lot more questions about his status and the general manager, Emery. Also, obviously, the Oakland Raiders, Tony Sparano has the job right now on an interim basis, so it will be interesting to see what happens there. And then Mike Smith in Atlanta. That's been something that you're going to have to look forward to, just because you think about where the Falcons were a couple of years ago on the doorstep of getting to the Super Bowl, and it has regressed since then. You can say the same about Rex Ryan and the Jets.
Yeah.
Last year, Rex Ryan saved his job with some great performances down the stretch by his team. They really put it together. I don't know if that's going to happen this year, so I think Rex Ryan is obviously on the hot seat.
Well, I'm sure this is something that you guys will talk about on NFL Insiders. You can catch Jarrett Bell and the rest of the crew on NFL Insiders. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. For Jarrett Bell, I'm Prim Saripapat.